Hey folks, welcome to Rudy's Roundtable, episode 2. Today, I'm super stoked to have my brother, Danny Reynoso, here on the second episode. Welcome to the podcast.
What's up, man? What's going on?
Danny, good to see you. Good to see you, sir.
Thank
you. How you doing today, man?
I'm good. It's sunny out here, man. Like, I really love the sun, so I'm happy.
Yeah, right by the window, it's a little warm. Are you not a little hot in your jacket?
We don't ever get hot. Just looks good, man.
So tell me a little bit about, I think you told me a little bit about this one before, but can you kind of reshare the story about the jacket?
This jacket, yeah. I just found it online, and I had never seen a jacket or like a jacket made out of like corduroy, and so I thought that was really cool first off. But then like all the patches on it, I thought it was really really cool because there's a old Supreme jacket that I really wanted, but it's way too hard to find, and so like this was something that I saw and I was like, this is the next of that, you know? So yeah, I had to get it, man.
It's clean. Really, you always hear about the corduroy jeans, and, but never really a jacket.
I like corduroy jeans. I don't know if I'd rock them, but maybe. Yeah, I like this jacket though. It's cool.
Now I know because I know you have a lot of interest in like the whole fashion and everything. We'll get to that more in a second, but I know you've done it with some of your pants before. But like, tell me a little bit about like how you've modified some of your clothes or like, you know, sewing patches or zippers. Like what's that like?
It's I've done it to a handful of items, so I'm not like an expert or anything, but I think it's cool. It's cool to be able to take something and then just like add on to it or take away from it. I think it's like adds more of a story to the item, you know, because sometimes it's just really plain or I don't like little details about it. So I don't know. It's cool to just be able to do it, but I hope to like be able to learn more about it and be able to do it even better than, you know.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the like in video games and RPGs, right, the role-playing games, like you get like an item and then a lot of them you can always customize that item more to you, so it's like, oh, change the color or add this or this effect, and it reminds me that's like the real life version of it.
Yeah, it's literally the real life version of it. And this, it's like on video games, like you have a lot of customization. I think that's cool to be able to bring that to life kind of too, and like do that with your own clothes.
One video game franchise that I think we both like a lot is Assassin's Creed.
Fire.
Right? Assassin's Creed. Fire. Especially low-key Assassin's Creed Unity as well.
Really? The third one was Revelations. That
Revelations.
Cool.
Revelations
Unity
dope.
was fire. they dressed really cool in Unity. But
like the outfit, like the world, really well done in Assassin's Creed.
What
I'm interested to hear actually, what about Assassin's Creed? It can be about one of the games or just the world. What about that like draws your attention to it?
I think just like the storyline of like, you know, just being an assassin and all that. I think it's really cool, and like the way they made the game to where it's like it's not too over the top. I'd say it's not too like fiction. It's actually like seems like something that like is real, I guess. That and then just how like they created the world. Like it's really cool to be able to like play this character in this world where you have to go around like sneaking around and stuff. Yeah, it's cool. I like that about it.
I like what you said, that it's like it could almost be real.
Like it's very realistic actually. Yeah, for a video game.
I like it because it's a mix of for a video game it's decent wise. Because it has that like historical fiction, because you're going back to like these historical events and like they're kind of happening in a way like it's more enhanced. I like that aspect of it, and I like the aspect because the whole purpose of it, or at least the setup of the game, right, is that you're in this thing called the Animus and it's reading the DNA, and I love that. That's like
the storyline is really cool. Yeah, I don't know who created it. Do you know?
Isn't it by I think it's Ubisoft.
Ubisoft,
okay. Yeah. Because here's a little history lesson. First, The Prince of Persia, the game came out, and
that movie was fire. I didn't play the game, but that movie was fire.
Yeah, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
That movie was really, really really good. Yeah, one of my big inspirations. I feel like growing up, just like the way they created the world too, and like the way they dressed and all that, was really cool. Yeah, I like things like that. Like, like I don't know the word for them, but it's like old, like mysterious, like mythical type of fantasy, almost type of like worlds, I guess. Like I draw a lot of inspiration from those kind of things. I think those are really cool.
I would would Roman and like Egyptian stuff kind of fall into that too?
Yeah. Basically, because like when I was really like younger, I would really like a history, like the class in school, and so I would always just like go through the textbooks and just look at the pictures more than anything. But like like it was cool to be able to see like things like that, especially like the Egyptians and stuff. Like I love that. I love the culture of like things like that. It's really cool.
So that makes me think, because we had a trip planned for Japan.
Right.
Oh man,
Facts.
Bars.
bars.
We had a trip planned for Japan, but of course the global situation happened, and so it's been delayed. But we're still going. Hopefully next year.
Hopefully, man. Yeah.
But with kind of like that trip to Japan too, because that's also kind of one of those civilizations that has so much history.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what about Japan and Japanese culture interests you.
I'd say I really, well, first off, I think just the advancements they have in like technology and like just their world. I feel like that's a whole completely different world than that we have in the States, at least. But on top of that, just like the culture, like I remember I saw this one video about like just like on some like fashion stuff. It was like how they were like some of the last people to get products from here, I guess. And so they took like Western culture and like embody it and like make it their own in a way. And I think that's like, I don't know, it's so cool to have us like a community of people where that could happen, where they take things and they just like create something completely different from that, because I feel like they're very innovative people, and like their whole, like I really think it's a creative world, because even just on some like the way they build their cities and like things that wouldn't necessarily seem as creative, I feel like they find some way to put a touch of something into it, and I think that's really, really cool. Yeah, because
it's crazy too, like what you're saying, where they have that creative side, but you're also like Japan is also still like an economic powerhouse, right?
Yeah,
like,
they
have both of it, right? It's crazy because they have, they're like world renowned of like their products, their video games the companies there, but also in the whole tech atmosphere, and then you have all the creative, both with the J-pop, right? Like Japanese pop, all their music, anime. I mean, that's a huge cultural force and economic force.
They figured it out. I think they figured it out. Like they have the perfect balance of both, and that's crazy. Like to reach that, that's insane. So I'm hopefully that happens, because I want to go there.
Tell me a little bit about because I know you mentioned like the creative aspect of it. Tell me about like how that relates to fashion in Japan, and like and kind of what you like to see fashion wise there. I'd say they have a lot more creativity just in how they dress. I don't know if you could attribute that to like their advancements or like what, but I think that, but also like the attention to detail, I'd say, because like they do everything, like just from like the necklaces they wear to like the pants, the details on the pants, like all the different styles like that come from there. And like it's cool because they have so many sub communities of these styles that they present, but it's in their own way. Like that's what I love so much about it. Like it's not like they just copy what's already been done, but they really, really take it and make it their own. And so that's like exciting. Like that's new, that's fresh. You know what I mean? Like that's like something that always like sparks my interest. So yeah. Yeah, because I've seen the two I've seen are the like the greaser styles from here, like the rockabilly style, but 100%. It's like in like the Japanese version. But yeah, it's just, I guess it's amazing how every region on earth has a different approach to fashion, to culture. Because there's like on one side you have like the practical purpose, right? Like if you live in like a Nordic country in like Europe and it's cold, like 90% of the time, your clothes are gonna look different. Yeah, someone that lives near the equator. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about like what to you keeps you curious to learn more about fashion? I think the expression of I wouldn't even say necessarily like fashion. Yeah, is like the like I'd say like the mothership of this, but like then comes like the style part, right? And like I feel like that's what's more important. Is like taking, everybody has a different style, and it's like being able to use that to express yourself is like that's crazy. Because like I'm not somebody that likes to like necessarily talk too much. I'd rather just like show what I'm about more so. And so, yeah, when you just have an understanding for it, it's like you can really elevate, and you can say so much with just what you wear, like just how you move. I think like that interest is like seeing everybody have something different to offer. Like that's so cool. Like
it's really one of the things I think that makes you who you are, in a sense, because it's unique, you know. It's like something that nobody else can really copy, you know. So
yeah, okay, I thought of two things. So first is like a philosophical explanation. So I thought of a philosophical, political, and a video relation, okay?
Okay,
to what you just said. The video one is there's a rule in filmmaking that's it's better to show, not tell. Like don't don't have a character's like, oh, we're gonna go fight now. Like, just show them going to go fight, right? There's that. And it relates to that with like clothes, like in like fashion, like show who you are instead of like trying to tell people who you are, right?
100%.
With the political one, it's the idea of like freedom of speech and like freedom of expression, right? It's a way of almost like exercising your political rights
100%.
to like express yourself physically through clothes.
Yeah.
And the third one's the philosophical one, where it's like, okay, the better you know yourself, the better you can express yourself. And then the clothes, it's almost like a philosophical point. Now, this is something I'm noticing that I'm lacking here as well. It's like,
Don't say that, man. You're looking good.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. But I feel like I could still express myself more clothes-wise and fashion-wise.
For sure.
But there's like the mental image of ourselves and who we want to, physically express that with textures, colors, and on patterns.
Yeah. And like how you like textures and colors, like it's like so much more than just like putting on a shirt and some jeans and some shoes. You know, it's like once you like start to really think about like silhouettes and stuff, it's like, how do you put this shirt on top of this other shirt and on top of these jeans and how they're stacked on top of maybe like these high top shoes or these low top shoes. Like it's all about how it looks too. And like, I think that's really like, it's so cool. It's like a game, you know, it's like you get to play with it and make it your own. And that's really cool.
Tell me, do you have I'm curious first to know about like inspirations and maybe like people either in the industry or just people around. I mean, especially because like you can be on Instagram and not be in the industry, right? But like, just what are like some things that influence you fashion wise?
I'd say like the future inspires a lot of like my style, I guess. And by that I mean like things that like where you could take something. So if it's like music, if it's like somebody like, I really like Grimes a lot, you know? So her music to me is very futuristic, and it's like, how can you translate that to something like style, you know? And I try to like think of like, oh, I could maybe put this shirt that's real skinny, like maybe this is how like, you know, I don't know. I feel like in the future, it's not gonna be so different how we dress, but things are gonna look so much more abstract in a way. And I feel like that's really what I like a lot. And then also just like looking up to people like Kanye or like old ASAP too, like Young Thug, man. I can't forget Young Thug. Like just people who like aren't afraid to really just put on whatever they feel like and rock it to like the fullest extent. I think that's like what makes me like push myself and be like, okay, like let me try to do this, you know?
Right.
It really like motivates me, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can. It's like a never-ending thing, right? I mean, that's kind of the point of it too. Like it's always evolving. We both connected a lot on Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Right, and like the Cyberpunk 2077, the game,
it's a fire game,
and the style and like the aesthetic of the game, and that reminded me of what you're saying with a futuristic element there, right?
Exactly.
Of course, that's like a video game influence, but
it's like how can I give that game a wardrobe? You know, like. How can I take that futuristic world and then like combine it with something else, like a past like swag type of thing? You know, it's like it's cool to find that middle ground. You know, to where it's not like, because I'm not all the way on like some futuristic stuff. I like to like, you know, look at old like 2013 Tumblr pictures. Something like, it's like, how can you combine that? And it's like, that's the product that you get. You know, like I think. You know, so it's cool.
Right. Because it's also, man, it just reminds me of music as well. Because in fashion, you can be influenced by a game, right? You can be influenced by a book you read or by nature even, right?
Yeah.
And then the same thing happens in music where maybe a word someone says or a phrase or a conversation you had, that inspires a song or something, right? Like, well, and it's so cool to, I mean, I admire you in your fashion discipline and like knowledge, and also in the music creativity aspect.
Thank you.
How do you feel like that relationship, before we go all into music, like does the fashion help influence the music, vice versa? What's that relationship like?
Yeah. I think they both go hand in hand, because it's like sometimes the music, like, at least for me, like, not even necessarily in the creation of music, but like, you even just when you listen to something, you know, it's kind of you, at least I personally, when I listen to a song, I think of everything. I think of like of a character, right? And that's the main character of this song, right? And it's like, this song is like a story about that character. And so it's like, how would that character dress? Like, how would he move? How would he act? And like, I guess that kind of influences the fashion side of things for me. But it's also like the fashion influences the music. It's like, if I see this collection of whatever, right? And like, they have a model who's wearing so-and-so pieces, like, what is their soundtrack? Like, what would their world be like? Where would their music taste be like, you know? So it's like, they go hand in hand. But I think, yeah, they definitely influence both. And it's cool because it's like there's so many ideas in both worlds that it's like putting them together and making two worlds collide is like, it's a fun game.
It interests me too, because the way you describe that whole portion of how to it's not just you know how you mentioned, like, it's not just like the character, but like you know, how would they walk, how would they talk, the environment. You're talking almost like setting a stage, like an experience, right? And with both music and I would say even with fashion too, it's almost like a performer. There's like a performance almost involved, right? Yes. Like at least one portion of it, right?
Yeah.
Where you know, like, it's how can I create the full experience for whoever's gonna experience or, you know, see this or live that.
Yeah, no, I think that's 100% true. Yeah. But it's interesting, man. I think like you see a runway show and it's like, okay, like this is, some people think like this is the only place where you could wear this, or like this is just a runway, like that's what it is. But like to me, it's like, not even to sound like cliche or corny, but it's like the world's really like a runway. Like every time you step out, like the way you walk, like the way you carry yourself, like the way you dress, like people see that, and it's like, that's like going back to the expression part, like that's how you know what you want to put out, you know. But it's like, it's literally like a runway, like you're walking. Like I don't know, like I think about it like that. Yeah, it helps me like with stuff, I guess.
Okay, not to get too dark, but but we always take too dark. Always gets a dark turn. I was reading. It's like, I can't remember the name. It's some old like samurai book. I can't remember what the name of it was, but basically in the book they talk about like a samurai would always focus on keeping their appearance like impeccable, like make sure that they were well shaved, you know, well groomed, everything. Because for them, you know, they could have died any day. It was a thing of like being, you know, visibly and presently, you know, ready to die, look-wise, right?
That's literally my twins, man. Those are my twins, I swear.
So it just made me think about, like, I don't want to die and not have some cool stuff.
And it's like, no, but that's like, for like, that's real though. Like it's like funny to like say it, but it's like, I don't know, like, it's like, especially like some of my homies, man, like, we really like every day, like get dressed, and like, it's like, if I die today, like I want to like make sure that my expression is like what it is, you know. I want it to be like, look good, like past like just looking fresh, like this is like what I am, you know. If I die today, that at least I went out looking good, man. Like for real though, like. But
it's honest,
it's
like
facts,
it's crazy. It's crazy that same mentality was present, you know, thousands of years or however long ago. So it has more of that validity to it, I think.
That's funny. I never knew that about them. Those are my twins. Those are my twins.
I just read that like last week. It's crazy. What so now tell me a little bit more about music, because I think to talk about you can't talk about Danny without talking about the music, about the bars.
The bars.
But tell me a little bit about, because you know, I've gotten a chance to see, you know, kind of your musical development, you know, career, like as it's grown. But tell me, to you now that, okay, well, first, how long have you been making music? What would be your estimate?
I've been making music since I was 16, and I'm 20. I'm about to be 22, so for 6 years.
5, 6 years.
Yeah. 5, 6 years.
Okay, so about half a decade at least.
Yeah.
So tell me about already where you are right now, kind of looking back on your musical journey. Give me like a little like summary, kind of like how you describe that.
I'd say like started freestyling with my brothers, obviously like you and Eddie and stuff. And then like took that, and then I met my best friend Russell, and then like he was really into music, and we just started like making little songs and stuff here and there. We put them out, and then like we've just kept evolving, and that's literally like all it's been really, is just a constant progression of just making music. But I'd say like that's really like the start of it, you know. And then now it's became more so of like just something I really just love to do, like 100%. Like it used to be like that too, but now it's like 100%, like just something like one of my passions, you know. And so that's
How long do you see yourself making music?
That's a good question. Something I've thought about a lot, and I know I'll make it like for a long time, but I think I'll probably stop like putting vocals over my beats and like beats and stuff, or like rapping and like singing and stuff when I'm like maybe like I give myself like 35, 36, right? And then after that I'll probably just like make beats or something.
Okay.
Because I don't know, I feel like once you get, there's a certain level, like a certain age of an artist that where like they just start declining, you know? That's just how it goes. Like you can't control that. And so I feel like once I reach that point, like, yeah, all right, you know, like I'll be okay. I don't think I'll ever stop necessarily making music. I'll probably like do something here and there, but like, yeah, I think it'll start slowing down a little bit more, and that's okay. Like I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You know?
It made me think. I need to fact check this, but I think it was Future.
Yeah,
that didn't get
Future.
famous. Future. It's Future.
Sensational.
But I thought, didn't Future like not get famous until he was like 36 or something? Like late 30s.
I think he was. I don't know. I know 2 Chainz didn't get famous till he was like. Well, he didn't pop off till he was like a lot older. Even like people like Nav,
right?
He got old. He's like 30 something right now too.
Right. But it's still kind of like the rarity,
right? I think like to pop off, like, and it could always happen. It could be like 40, 50, like regardless. But I don't know. It's just, I think like there always comes a point in an artist's career where it starts declining, and it's not like they get necessarily bad or anything like that, because I don't think music could get bad. But it's like, it's just, they just change as people. They just start growing, and it's like you can't rap about the same stuff or like talk about the same stuff forever. And it's like, that's just how it goes, you know? Yeah,
like, especially if you want to be like honest in your lyrics.
Yeah, like you can't, I'm not, 100%. You gotta stick to you know,
but,
to what it is.
Okay, I like that perspective. So tell me more music-wise. Whenever you are creating a song or like, you know, putting something together, you know, what is the normal process like? Is it different for every song? Do you have like some general kind of, you know, steps you follow? What does that look like?
I say I used to have it used to be really bad. Like I used to not know what, like, not even not know what to do, but I used to just be all over the place. But it's gotten more so where I just like, either like I get the beat right, and then I'll just put a freestyle over it. And then from there, well, usually like I'll listen to a beat and then I'll start just like freestyling over it. And then if I'm feeling it, I'll get on it. And if I'm not, I just won't. But if I get on it, I'll just put down like a quick, just anything that comes to my mind, just like a quick hook, quick verse, like probably just some mumbles and stuff like that. Then later on, you go back and then you just start writing to it, like taking more time with it. But yeah, it's always like just, usually lately it's been just a freestyle over it and then like just build from there. I feel like that's the quickest and most like authentic way to make music, at least for myself. Cause it's like a lot of times like not thinking about things is like the best way to do things. And so, you know, whatever comes to mind, like it might not be the craziest thing in the world, but like it's usually filled with the most emotion and the like genuine, you know, genuinity or authenticity.
Yeah, I was about to use that word. Just it's also balance of like authenticity, like how authentic you want to be. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have like the craziest, you know, lyrical bar. It's like, is this what was like your fullest expression in that moment? And then also, what is it that the song needs? It reminds me of the Beatles, Ringo Starr. That one of his things, right, was like. Actually, Eddie, our brother Eddie, mentioned this to me.
Shout out
Eddie. Where he was talking about how, he was explaining to me how Ringo Starr was so appropriate for the Beatles, that he had all the talent. I mean, he could do all these other crazy fills and drum patterns and such, but he would only do what was needed for the song. And so if the song, it was like always in service of the song. And so it reminded me of what you were saying.
Yeah, and it's like, sometimes you have, or you could do all these crazy things, but it's like, sometimes just being simple with things is the easiest way to go, you know? Like, that's why even just like on some like, not even music, just when you just do things and you just don't think twice, sometimes they come out way better, because that's just like genuine emotion, like genuine. It's just genuine. Like you don't think about it. So that's what comes out, you know, good or bad, but yeah.
No, so that's so on point.
Yeah.
With the genuineness, the like, I guess the excitement, the emotion of creation and everything. So tell me now a little bit about, what are some things, or what is something that makes you happy?
Something that makes me happy. I think being able to experience things makes me very happy. Like sharing new experiences with my friends or family. But on top of that, I think the ability to be creative and be able to express myself, I think, not even saying that I'm like this creative like superstar, nothing like that, but I'm saying like simply just like thinking of like being able to wake up every day and being able to be like, okay, like I have this idea, like how can I make it come to life, Yeah. Whether that be with music or with clothes or whatever it may be. I think it's like what really makes me happy. Like what I've found, that I wake up every day and it's like, this is like almost my reason to live, because it's like I want to like, I have so many ideas and it's just like, how can I do them, And it's like that constant push that just is like, it's like getting to the final goal too, is like, that makes me really happy. It's like you thought about all this and you put all this work into it. It's like, this is your outcome. Like that's what it is, good or bad, but like that's what makes me happy, Yeah.
It's so powerful. Like it's insane to me that us humans, right? Like we can have a thing that exists in our mind, right? Yeah. Whether we get it, whether we think of it, however it is, that we come up with this idea, and we have then the tools and the means to express that.
Yeah.
You can have an idea of an image of an emotion, of a feeling, and you can express it through a poem. You can express it through just yelling or talking, right? Literally. You can write a song. Yeah. Like it really is incredible that we have that power to manifest something immaterial into the material world, and then other people can share it and express it, and then that, like the idea of a cover, right?
Yeah.
Like that someone can else take that idea and make it their own.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. And it's like, even things like that, as small as like a cover. So I'm like, there's so many things that so many ways to be creative and like express yourself, I feel like, So I'd say that's definitely like my source of happiness.
You talked about like reaching like the final goal, or when something's fully realized. Yeah. And with the passing of time, you mentioned first just what it's been like to look back 5-6 years to when you started making music. What is Danny like in 5 years? Is there something it doesn't have to be this huge life goal, but what is something in the next 5 years that you want to experience or accomplish in the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, man.
So you'd be 26, 27?
Yeah, it's crazy. Probably like just being content, I'd say, like with like, just reaching like a point to where I could just be content with everything, where everybody's like good, like I have more peace with like the world, I guess. Not saying that I'm not content right now or anything like that, but I still feel like there's like another level of like happiness, I guess, that I could reach. Yeah. And it's like, that's what I think I'd like to be at, But yeah, I think I see myself being like, I still hope I'm the same person though. Yeah. Like I hope I don't change too much. And I just hope I like take the vision, because I've always pictured myself in like the future, and it's like I hope I take that vision and like make it a reality. So I hope like in 5 years I'll be like what I hope to be in 5 years, because I think like even just like rewinding, like I think when I was a kid, like I wanted this version of myself, and like I've been able to like accomplish that, So I hope I can keep that going, and
I like that.
Stay the same.
It's valuable. It's valuable. It reminds me of McConaughey in his one of his all right speeches where he talks about who his hero is, and it's himself in like 10 years or 5 years or something. It's kind of like that. It's like
100%,
and that you don't lose yourself along the way.
Yeah.
I think it's important. And then let me look actually real quick. Let me just look at the questions real quick. What is a memory we have together? What's a fun memory we have together?
Memory, we have so many.
It's pretty crazy. Like all of this, yeah. But what is just a memory that we have that was fun or that you appreciate?
Dang. I don't know if you could. Memory, man. We have too many, but I would say this. I'd say like I don't know if there's a necessarily specific memory, but I feel like you kind of like showed me so much, and like you've brought me into so many things, you know, and like gave me so much knowledge. I feel like that would be like not a memory, but like something that I think like we have, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's like crazy. Like you really showed me a lot of things, and like through those things we've created so many memories. Like I feel like if it wasn't for a lot of my interests like that you gave me, like it would have, you know, we wouldn't have those memories, but we do. So yeah. Damn, I'm trying to think of one though. I don't. We have too many.
I appreciate that first, but yeah, no, it really is crazy because I mean, we know each other a lifetime already. So.
You know which memory I do like though is when we was skating and you hippie jumped that little.
Yeah.
It was like two boxes on the side and
in that like traffic thing,
the traffic stopper thing. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just explain it for the viewers at home.
Yeah.
Basically, out here on like the little basketball court is almost like the skate park in a sense.
Yeah,
and so you were teaching Eddie and I to do a hippie jump, right?
Jump,
which is on a skateboard where you jump and like the board stays gone and you just jump, right?
Yeah.
And the idea was to have it where we set up like basically like a long plank between these two things, and so you would skate. Jump off the board would go under, and you go over the plank and land back.
Exactly.
And man, we failed so many. It took so long. Funny. It took so long.
But it was cool though, because it's like you got it, and it's like I don't know, seeing like it was cool because like bringing you into that, like it's like fun to see you like get to that goal, you know.
Well,
like,
it was fun because like the other way around, right? So like I've gotten a chance to teach you and like show you a lot of cool stuff, right? 100%. And so it was a cool like reversal of that where. You know, obviously I suck at skating, but like I can skate around a little bit, but like,
hey, if you put the time in, you'd be going crazy. I swear to God.
I suck right now. I could be better. That's true. Anything is possible with practice.
Yeah,
which is a testament to what this happened. Where you believed in us. You're like, let's go, Danny Skate Academy. Let's make it happen. And we did it. Yeah, that was fun. That was
cool.
So much fun.
It was cool.
We got on video and it was
that was cool. That was cool because you just laying the trick and you're just so hyped and you're just like, damn, I finally did it. That was fun.
Man, one of my favorite memories was when I was actually back living here at home, and we played for like a month straight. Cuphead. And we finally beat Cuphead. That was like one of the coolest memories ever.
We spent so long that game. We spent so long.
Insane.
It couldn't have been healthy.
Because it was almost every night for like a straight month. Like we were like, oh, let's go, and
we was grinding, man. We grinded it out for real.
But we went through the fire. We suffered together. And came out better.
That game was so cool.
So we'll have to play that one sometime. I know the next question here. So there's also kind of like with like the time thing as well. You know, as we look back and things we appreciate in memory.
Yeah.
What is it, or how would you like to be remembered after, once
I'm gone?
You know, what is something that you would like to be remembered for?
I think having a spirit of just really just doing what you want to do. I think, like how I watched Leo's interview and how he was talking about, being who you want to be and stuff like that. I think that's definitely like something that I would also like to be remembered for. Is just and like I hope not even just me remember for, but I hope to inspire more people and be like really just do what you want, you know, whether it's like the way you dress or like an activity that you want to go do, or like whatever it is. Like I think we spend too much time like not focused on our interests and our passions, and I think that we should spend a lot more time focused on our interests and our passions, because at the end of the day, like you're just gonna die. Like you need to like do what you want to do, you know, before you're gone, because you never know when that's gonna come. So yeah, I hope that when I'm gone, that's like people who are like, oh, like he did what he, like we could see him doing what he wanted to do, you know, like even if he didn't make it like to his end goal, but like he was trying, you know, like he was at least trying. Like that's what I want to be remembered for.
Yeah, I think no one ever gets to the destination, but you're definitely on that path.
Yeah,
you're definitely on that journey. And, you're certainly, that's one of the things I admire most in you, that you,
thank you.
You do you, like you live your style in it.
100%.
And no, that's so admirable.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's go now. Okay, before we do the rapid fire questions, I always let our guests, if there's any questions you want to ask me before we go into the rapid fire questions, we can do that at this time.
Yeah, let's see. Do you think school kills creativity?
Do I think school kills creativity?
Yeah. I don't know why I thought of that question, but
that's a good question. That's a really good question. Wow. It's kind of crazy because
educational, like,
yeah, I think the question is, it depends. I think if you talk about the general, typical American public school system, I think that it does more to promote just this idea of, we give you the answers, we give you the information, regurgitate the information, right? And so you're not, and this is just like the general perspective, right? Like, it's just, okay, it's not about how can you think better, it's just can you answer the questions on the test, right?
Yeah.
Now, that's not always the case, right? I mean, in so many public schools and so many private schools, you have critical thinking, I think is like the one thing that people should learn above all else. If there was just, I'm a fan of rhetoric, right? But I think if there was one thing people should learn in their lifetimes that was taught in schools, should be critical thinking, the ability to assess a situation, to think different ways and come up to different problems.
100%.
To answer your question, I think the general answer would be yes. I think in general, school does kill creativity, but it's not like any one person's fault. It's just it's just the way the system is set up. It's not very adaptable, and it doesn't encourage that too much.
Yeah.
Now, if you're talking even then, for example, in band, in art, in the choir programs, like in the arts of the public school systems, those are still very, there's still creativity alive. It's still there. That multimedia classes as well. Like there are definitely plenty of examples to contradict this.
Yeah, like curriculums.
Like it's not like it's like I would say it's maybe like a 55% yes instead of a 45.
Yeah.
But I think another question would be, even if homeschool kills creativity, I don't know enough about that. Right? I don't know enough about the answer to that. But I think in general, yes. And I think if there's one thing that should be taught to everyone, it should be critical thinking, the ability to kind of question like basically everything. Like, okay, is this the right way to do it? How to do this better. I think that is like the one fundamental thing that we're missing.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Well,
cool. Now we talked about the school system. All right. At the end here, we just have some rapid fire questions, just some fun stuff here. So tell us first, this doesn't have to be like one word answers, but just kind of shorter,
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about, what is your favorite food?
My favorite food, man. Tamales. For real. Yeah. I like, tamales is fire.
Okay.
If somebody's watching that, make me some, please.
Send them over.
Yo, those go crazy. Wintertime, unmatched, man. Unmatched, for real.
Speaking about the seasons, do you prefer summer or winter?
Summer. I don't care what anybody says. Summer's top tier.
Okay, summer. Now, what about spring or fall?
Fall, because it rains too much in the spring. I don't really like the rain, personally. Yeah, fall.
Fall, okay, fall. Outdoors or indoors?
I say outdoors. Yeah, outdoors. Although I love the indoors. Indoors is so comfortable, but outdoors, I feel like you just feel more at one with like nature. Yeah, with the world.
Okay. Tell me about a pizza. What's your favorite, toppings on a pizza?
Pizza, pepperoni, and bacon, and that's it. Nothing else. Actually, I'm very picky. I'm sorry.
Okay. I wanted to ask you this one. Domino's or Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut, and pineapple doesn't go on pizza. For real.
We're gonna get some hot takes. We're gonna get some downvotes on this one. Favorite color?
Favorite color is blue.
This is a hard one now. Wait, favorite color blue, right?
Yeah, I really like blue.
Okay, difficult one here. If you could only live with one for the rest of your life, would you choose music or fashion?
Like if I lived in the world and I just like everybody was just dressed like bad, or like music was just bad, like that's.
Okay, imagine a world. Yeah. Imagine a world either you only have music, but like everyone has like, the same
like,
uniforms. Or there is no music, but everyone has like the fullest expression fashion wise. And it goes for the world, right? It goes for the world. What kind of world would you like to live in?
I think I would have to pick a world where music is still like a thing. Yeah. Because I don't like it, but I could go with seeing everybody like in a uniform or something like that. Yeah. But music, that's like, I can't live without that for real. For real.
Oh man,
that was a good question.
Okay. Well, tell us, thank you first of all for your time, for being able to be here on episode 2 of the Magic Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else you want to say? Maybe if you want to plug your Instagram or here for our viewers or anything.
DX Reynoso on everything. Do what y'all want to do. Don't let the hate get to y'all. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks, because it doesn't matter. Thanks for having me.
I like that. Danny, my brother, thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Much love. And we'll see you next time on episode 3.